So the different types of planes that you will be studying start from triangle, square, rectangle. In square and rectangle, the angle between the edges is 90 degrees. And in case of pentagon, the angle between two edges, the internal angle is 108 degrees. You also have a hexagon. Do you know the angle between two edges of a hexagon? The internal angle. How much is this angle? Any idea?
120.
Yeah, 120 degrees. And of course, last is circle. So these are the planes, or simply the plane surfaces that you will have to project in this particular topic in this chapter. So this is worth 20 marks. So you'll have two questions. You'll have a choice here. Both will be worth 20 marks. So it's single question. And solving this will take time. Generally 25 minutes to half an hour. Maximum it may take up to 35 to 40 minutes to solve one problem. Simply because every problem that you solve here in projection of planes involve three steps. Okay, that is the reason why it takes a little bit of time to get the solution. So yeah, we'll start with the basics. So I think we will start with a triangle, or to better understand the concept. I think we should start with rectangle or square. Then the concept of projection of planes will be clear. So, yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll draw the 3D view. VP, HP. So in this case also, the whatever plane that you deal with, the plane will be kept in the first quadrant. So always you will be dealing with only the first quadrant. Okay, and this will be the position, observing position, or rather the observer and his point of view. And you have VP HP, intersection of VP HP is the XY line. So you'll have all these planes, and they will be either resting on the horizontal plane or they will be resting on vertical plane. Okay, and then the statement of the problem is going to decide how many steps are there. Generally, three steps will be there for almost all the problems. Uh, so initially, it will be given like somewhat like this, that you have maybe a square or a rectangle. So I think we'll take the example of a square. So you have a square which is resting on HP on one of its edges of the base, and then it is inclined to HP by some angle, and then it is inclined to VP by some angle on the edge on which it is resting. So things like this. So the statement in this projection of planes will be slightly on the longer side. So the problem statement will be bigger because there's a lot of information to give. Okay, so whether it is resting on HP or VP, then whether it is inclined to HP, if so, by what angle, then if it is inclined, whether it is resting on an edge or a corner, then if it is inclined to VP in the third step, then is it resting on an edge or is it resting on a corner? So all such information will be given to you. Okay. Anyway, to begin with, what I'll show you is the concept of true shape. How do you get the true shape? True shape is nothing but true dimensions. How do you get the true shape or the true dimensions of a plane on HP or VP? So I'll take the example of a square. Please observe this particular square. This square is resting on HP. You can name the corners of the square ABCD. And since it's a square, you say that if the square is say 40 long, all the edges are 40 Okay. Now this particular square is resting on HP. It is lying on HP. So I'll say that on HP, just so that you understand. It is on HP. Or you could say it is resting. Yeah, that is a term used. Resting on HP. So if this is a situation, then where do you think will be the top view of this square? And what do you think will be the top view of this square? First of all, where? Whether it is in VP or HP, where is the top view of the square? Second, what is the top view of the square? Means what do you get in the top view? So first question, where will you get the top view of this square? On VP or HP?
On HP.
Exactly, on HP. Why? Because it is lying on HP or it is resting on HP. So from our experience in lines and points, we know that anything that is resting on HP, its top view will be on HP. Okay. Now, second, what is the top view? What do you see in the top view? If you look from the top, what do you see?
Square.
Square. So, square means what? Will you see all these four edges AB, BC, CD, and DA? And will all these four edges be 40 or will it be more or will it be less? Getting my point? All these four edges AB, BC, CD, DA all are 40 So when you look from the top, if the square is resting on HP, then will you get this AB as 40 only in the top view? BC also will it be 40? CD will it be 40? DA will it be 40? Will it be more than 40 or will it be less than 40 or equal to 40? What do you think?
Equal to 40.
Why? It's correct. It will be equal to 40. But why? Why?
It is on the it is on HP. So
It is on HP fine. I can say that a square like this, for example, just for example, this is also a square. Okay, I'm just discussing this to develop your understanding, nothing else. All this is not part of your syllabus. Syllabus is something different. I deal with this subject in a different way. A, B, C, D. See, this is also square. This also you have got 40, 40. All these edges are 40. But what is the difference between this square and this square?
So the
Sir,
first
all
one
the
is
lines are parallel in this.
and the
See,
second
in
one is
this case,
inclined.
the second square is inclined to HP, isn't it? By some angle theta. Whereas in the first case, you can take this as case 1, and this as 2. In case 1, the same square is parallel to HP. So that is another one thing. It is parallel to HP. Whereas case 2, it is inclined to HP. Both are squares. And see, even though in the second case this square is inclined to HP by an angle theta, it is still touching HP. Where is it touching HP? At the edge AB. It is still resting on HP on its edge AB. So these are the two situations which the square can be. There is one more that we'll see later in the third stage. But what you have to understand is in the first stage, as you rightly said, all the edges will be 40 mm. The reason is this, it is parallel to HP. All these edges, see now, when you deal with any of these planes, you have to, what you say, disassemble them or dissect them and assume that all these are made up of lines and points. That should be your mentality. You should see this square as made up of 4 lines. Which are those lines? AB, BC, CD, and DA. And you should see them as made up of 4 points. Which are those points? A, B, C, and D. So what does this problem become now? It is nothing but projection of 4 points and projection of 4 lines. All the concepts you already know. You have studied in projection of points and lines. So don't see this as a plane, as a 2D figure. No. You see this as projection of 4 points A, B, C, D. You see this as projection of 4 lines A, B, B, C, C, D, and D. Then the things will be clear. You're getting my point? So if you think in that view, now you tell me, which of these 4 lines are parallel to HP in the first case?
AD and BC.
Parallel to HP, not to each other.
All the lines are parallel, sir.
Exactly. All the lines AB, BC, CD, DA, all these 4 lines are parallel to HP. That is why in the top view, when you see all these 4 lines will be 40 mm only. They were 40, they are 40. So in the top view, what are you going to get? You are going to get the same square. So how will you name them as now? Small a, small b, small c, small d. This square itself is the top view. Why? Because it is on HP. And this is exactly how the first step of projection of planes is. Always any of these entities, any of these planes will be on HP. So generally it will be parallel. So in the first step, you will get all these lines in its true length. So basically, this whole square is in its true shape. So this is important point. True shape. It will be in its true shape. Okay. It was a square. In the top view, it remains a square. That is why we call it as true shape. it retains its true shape in the top view. Got it? And the reason is because it is parallel. All these four lines are parallel to HP. None of them are inclined to HP. Okay. Next. What will be the front view of this particular square? Case 1. If you look at in the front, if you look from the front, what do you think you'll get in the front view?
Line.
Yes, let me project and show you. See, if I project, I can project A and B, and I think it will come and intersect at the XY line like this. Then I can project C and D. It will come and intersect at the XY line. So basically, I'll be getting a point like this and a point like this. And then it will be joined by what? A line. A line of some thickness, unit thickness. The thickness won't be too much. It will be equal to this thickness. Whatever is the thickness of the square, you can call it as unit thickness. So it will be very, not very thick, a normal thickness. But what is important is in the front view, you will be seeing a line. Okay. What is the length of this line? Any idea?
mm.
40 mm.
It will be the length of this edges BC or AD, because BC and AD are the two edges which are parallel to VP. So BC is 40, AD is also 40. So the length of the front view will also be 40. Okay. Last step, how do you name the front view? Like you have named the top view as small ABCD. You'll have to name this as A dash, B dash, C dash, and D dash. So how will you name it? If you take A and B, if you look from the front, which point will you see first, A or B?
B.
B.
B. So what you have to do is you have to write B dash, you have to write A dash, and to put A dash in bracket. Why? Because A dash you are not able to. Okay. Next, C and D. Okay. C dash and D dash. Now, if you look from the front, which will you see first, C or D?
C.
If you look from the front, which will you see first, C or D?
C.
C. D is behind, so D won't be seen. So it is C dash into bracket D dash. Is it clear? So this is how you have to name the front view when the square is, as good as you can say it is perpendicular to V. Now you have to understand something here. See, this particular square has got four edges: AB, BC, CD, and DA. Now tell me, which are the edges which are parallel to VP? Out of these four, which edges are parallel to VP?
BC and AD.
Yeah, BC and AD. These are the two edges which are parallel to VP. Which are the two edges which are perpendicular to VP?
AB and CD.
AB and CD.
AB and
Yes.
CD.
It will be AB and CD. So AB and CD are perpendicular to VP, whereas BC and AD are parallel to VP. Because BC and AD are parallel to VP, you are seeing this length of the front view. Otherwise, you would not have seen. So this is how you get the front view of the planes generally. The front view in all these cases will be a straight line. And this is how you have to do the naming. So basically, if you See, what are you doing? You are basically dealing with points. Even though you call this as a plane, even though you call it as a plane, you are actually dealing with lines. Sorry, points. 4 points A, B, C, and D. In the top view also you're dealing with that. In the front view also you're dealing with that. And since the points are connected by lines, you are interested in the length of the line, 40. That decides the length of the front view. It also decides the length of the top. So basically, it all boils down to projection of points and projection of lines. Even though the topic is projection of planes. So I hope you are getting the point. Okay, next. To solidify our discussion of this parallel and inclined, let us take the second step. See, in the second step, the line AB, the square ABCD, it is, you can say it is at an angle or it is inclined to HP by some angle theta. This angle theta may be 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, it may be any angle. So in such a situation, it is of course inclined to HP, but even though it is inclined to HP, it is still in touch with HP. So can you tell me what is the entity that is touching HP? It is inclined to HP, no doubt, but somewhere it is touching HP also. It is in contact with HP. Where?
At AB.
This edge AB. It is resting on this edge AB. Okay, it is resting on this edge AB and then it is inclined to HP. So it is not only inclined to HP, but it is resting on HP on the edge AB. So this is what generally happens in the second step. Any of these planes will be inclined to HP, but when it is inclined to HP, it will also be resting on HP on one of its edges. It may be edges, like in this case it is AB, or it may be a corner also. Any corner, it may be resting on a corner A or a corner B or a corner C, but it will be in touch with HP. Okay. Now, in this situation, when it is inclined to HP, I think I'll just redraw this to drive home the point. So whatever is this line, I'll put it here. B, C, and D. Okay. Now, if I want to get the top view of this particular square, okay, which is still 40 by 40, all edges are still 40. So what will I get in the top view? So now I have to consider it point by point. When I look from the top, where is the top view of A? Where is the top view of B?
On HP.
Where? On
On
HP.
HP.
Correct. So the top view of A will be on HP. So small a will be here The top view of B also will be on HP, so small b is here. Small a and small b. Why does this happen? Why A and B are on, or why do you get the top view of A and B on HP? Because the points A and B are touching HP. It is resting on the edge AB. That is why you are getting A and B on HP. The small a and small b, which are the top view of the points A and B, will be on HP. Okay. Next, where do you think will be the top view of C and D? I'll just draw and show you. Please observe, when you look from the top, this is a projection of the point C, maybe till here. This is small c. And then this is the projection of small d, the point D, maybe till here. This is so. If you observe carefully, I have projected the point C and got the top view of C. I projected the point D and got the top view of D. Both C and D are now on HP. So you have small a, small b, small c, small d. All 4 points are the top views of ABCD and they are on HP. Now, if I join them, I'll join A to B. AB. I'll join B to C. I'll join C to D. And I'll join D to A. So what am I getting in the top view now? Is it this top view which I've drawn with blue ink? Is it still a square or has it become a rectangle?
Rectangle.
Yes. Now if you observe in the top view, this square has become a rectangle. Now how do I know that for sure that it has become a rectangle? Is if you see the length of the edges. What is the length of the edges AB and CD? What is the length of AB?
40.
40. What is the length of CD?
40.
40.
40.
It is also 40. Tell me, what is the length of BC and AD? Is it 40 or less than 40?
Less than 40.
Yes, it is 100% is less than 40. It may be around 25 to 30. I'm not very sure. Let us assume it is 25. 100% it is less than 40. So you can see that it has become, the top view has become a 40 by 25 rectangle. Now, why does this happen? This happens because the square is inclined to HP by an angle theta. So we know the basics that whenever any entity is inclined to a plane and when you project it, what do you get? Do you get the true length or do you get apparent length? What do you get? True length or apparent length when an entity is inclined to a plane? You get apparent length. That is what you have got. This 25 mm is the apparent length. 40 mm is the true length. Okay, and why does this happen is because, as you have seen, AB and CD, these two edges are parallel to HP. See, AB is on HP, so there is no question, it is parallel. CD, is CD parallel to HP?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because when I project C and D, and if I join CD, it is still 40 mm. So that indicates that CD is parallel to HP. But what about BC and AD? Are they parallel to HP?
No, sir.
No, they are inclined by some angle theta. Because they are not parallel, BC and AD are not parallel and they are inclined by an angle theta to HP. That is the reason why the 40 mm BC and AD become 25 mm. Both of them become 25 mm in the top. So this is what happens when the line is not parallel to a plane and when it is inclined. You will get the apparent. This is what happens. Okay. Okay. How about the front view? What do you think you get in the front view?
Line.
Let us check it out. I'll project A and B onto the vertical plane. So like this. So I'll get a point here. And I'll project C and D here. I may get another point. And what I would see in the front view now is a line. I will be seeing a line. How do I name them? Same naming, no change. B dash into bracket A dash and C dash into bracket B. Okay. What is the length of this front view? Same. The same 40 mm. The length of the line is 40 mm. What is this angle?
Theta.
What is this angle?
Theta.
To XY. This angle is theta. So in the front view, this is what you see. You see the same 40 mm line that you got here. You see the same 40 mm line inclined at theta angle, whatever is the angle, 20, 30, 40. That same angle, you see the inclination. And what else do you see? You see B dash A dash, that is AB on XY line. And you see this CD, C dash, D dash above XY line. There is some distance. It is above XY line. And it happens because of this inclination theta. So this is what you get in the front view as well as the top view. When the square is inclined to HP by some angle. Okay. Next. Yeah, this square, is also possible that this square is inclined to the vertical plane also by some angle. Now, if you see this case, what is the inclination of A and B, this line AB, with the vertical plane? What is this angle? Inclination of the line AB or the edge AB with VP. What is this angle? How much do you think is this angle?
And
It is perpendicular,
90.
90 degrees. Okay. Now it is not necessary that always it is perpendicular. Maybe in the second step it is perpendicular. It is possible, maybe in the third step, that this AB is not perpendicular to VP. It may become at some angle to VP. I'll show you how. See, it could be inclined like this. For that, I'll have to maybe extend this. Extend this. A, B, C. You have the same square, 40 by 40 square, but it is inclined to VP by some angle phi. See, initially in the second step, it was perpendicular. You see the angle is 90 degrees. It was perpendicular to the vertical plane. Now you have rotated it like this. Maybe in the, you can say in which direction? In the anti-clockwise or counterclockwise direction. If you rotate it, then you may reach such a situation where the square is at some angle of say phi. This phi may be some 20, 30, 40, whatever, some angle to VP. So this is what you may get. Okay. Now we can say that the edge AB is inclined at some 5 degrees to VP. So inclination of 5 degrees to VP. So this is, you can say the edge AB inclined to VP by phi. So this is your third step in general. So you can call this as step number 3 or condition number 3. Now the important thing here to understand is, even though the edge AB is inclined by some angle phi, it doesn't mean that this inclination theta is not there. Theta is also there. See, theta is still there. This angle is still theta. Only thing is the square has oriented itself, so you are not able to see this inclination clearly. Okay, so this is a square which is inclined to HP by an angle theta. It is also inclined to VP by an angle phi. Both these conditions are there for this square. Okay, now in this scenario, what do you think will be the top view of this square? And how will the top view be? Two things. What is the top view? Second, how will the top view be? Top view will be same. Whatever you got here in the second step, same. That itself will be the top view. Only thing, it will be inclined by an angle. So I'll show you how. When you look from the top, so when I take the top view of each of these 4 points, so let me start with A. The top view of A will be the same point here because A is on HP, so small a. The top view of B will be the same point here because B is also on HP, small b. Now the top view of C and the top view of D. So C I am going to project because C and D are above HP. So I am going to project like this. So it may come and intersect here. This is the top view of C. And I'll project D. This may be the top view of D, small d. I'll join all these 4 points and get the top view in the case number 3. Please observe. I'll join A and B. I'll join B and C. I'll join C and D. I'll join D and A. So what am I getting here? The same rectangle that I got in the second step. I am getting the same rectangle here. But only thing is, now this rectangle is inclined by an angle phi. Okay. So this rectangle is same. It is 40 by 25. There is no change. Only thing is, it is inclined by an angle phi. Here it was perpendicular or at 90 degrees to VP. Now it is inclined. Clear? Now, the most important step. What are you going to get in the front view? Will it be a line like this as you got in the second step front view, or will it be something totally different? What do you think? Let us project and find out. Okay. So please observe carefully. I'll project one by one. First, I'll project A onto VP. So it will come and intersect here on the XY line. So this will be A dash. Here. Then I'll project B. So I'll take D on this side. I'll project B. So it will come and intersect here. So this is B dash. B dash will also be on XY. A dash and B dash will be on the XY line because A and B are on HP. Now please note here also AB is on HP. Okay. AB is on HP and AB is inclined to VP by angle phi. So when I project A and B, A dash and B dash, the front view of A and B will be on XY line. Now please observe what happens to C and D. C and D are not on XY line, they are above XY line and they are above HP. So please observe what happens. C, when I project C, I may get something like this. C dash. Okay. And then last D dash. So A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. These are the 4 points which you get in the front view. Now if I join them, what will I get? I will join A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, and D dash back to A dash. So what am I getting? Is this a square? Can I call this entity as a square? If so, that means this A dash, B dash, B dash, C dash, C dash, D dash, and D dash, A dash, all these 4 should be 40 mm. Now, can you tell me what is the length of any of these 4 edges? Is any one of them equal to 40 mm? You're getting my point. My point is, in the third step front view, you have got 4 edges: A dash, B dash, B dash, C dash, C dash, D dash, and D dash, A dash. Any one of these 4 edges, are they 40 mm? The same as the original shape. Why? Correct? No. But why? Simply because if you observe in the front view, none of these 4 edges, AB, BC, CD, or DA, are parallel to B. You tell me any one of these edges which are parallel to VP. Is any of these edges parallel to VP?
No, sir.
Anyone? Is it parallel to VP? No. So when none of these 4 edges are parallel to VP, how can you get true length on VP? That means all these edges, they are all apparent lengths. Apparent length, apparent length, apparent length, apparent length. I don't know how much it is. It may be 30 mm, 32 mm, whatever. But none of them are in its true length. Simply because none of these 4 edges are parallel to B. This is what generally happens. Okay. So this is what you say, prelude or an introduction to introduction to planes, and this is how all your problems are going to look. First step, every problem you will have the plane on HP. You will be asked to draw the front view and top view. Second step will be given that yes, it is inclined to HP by some angle theta. However, one of the edges will be resting on HP. So you have to draw the top view. You may get a rectangle. And in the front view, you may get the same line as you got in the first step, inclined by some angle theta. Third step, you will be asked to incline the edge on which it is resting. That is AB. AB is the edge on which this square is resting. That edge is inclined to VP by an angle phi. So when that happens, you have to draw the top view. Top view will be same as you got in the second step top view. Only thing is the top view will be inclined by an angle phi. Front view will be completely different. Front view will be a very odd shape, which may look like a square, but it will not be, because none of these edges are parallel to VP. Hence, you will not get the true length in VP. So it will be like a quadrilateral, maybe a parallelogram or something, but definitely it will not be a square. So this is how the explanation needs to be given. Just 1 minute. Okay, so this was, or rather, this is how you have to handle the problems on plane. So, you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, I can start off with the first problem. The same setup, but I will not draw it in 3D. The another point is, see, whatever I have drawn is just to show you the 3D concept. Now, from this 3D, you have to draw only whatever I've drawn in 2D. That is whatever I've drawn on VP and HP, the two dimension. Only that you have to draw. You need not draw all these 3D things that I've drawn here. Only the front and top view has to be drawn. Okay, this I have drawn it in 3D just for you to understand. And this 3D explanation and all you will not get in any book. It is just because I am able to draw it in 3D, I can explain. Okay, and that is how I generally explain, so that the things are very clear. Otherwise, if I directly start drawing 2D, then it's very difficult to understand whether the plane is parallel to HP or not. It is perpendicular to VP or not. The line is parallel to HP or not. It is at an angle to HP or not. It is perpendicular to VP or not. You'll never get to know till it is drawn in 3 dimensions. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, we'll take a very basic problem and try to solve it in only 2D. Maybe we can take the same problem, that of a square, so that we can correlate. The solution will be same. Only thing is we'll draw it in 2D. Any doubts, please ask me. since no doubts, then I think we'll start with the first problem. We'll take the same problem as that of the square. Only thing is we'll give the statement of the problem and the values of theta, phi, and all very clearly. So please take down the statement of the problem. Statement goes like this. A square lamina of 40 mm sides a square lamina of 40 mm sides. So this square lamina is nothing but the square plane. So instead of plane, this word lamina is also used. Both mean the same. Okay, so sometimes plane will be given, sometimes lamina will be given. The meaning remains the same. We are dealing with planes. The square lamina of 40 mm sides rests on one of its sides on HP. Rests on one of its sides on HP. The lamina makes the lamina makes 30 degrees to HP and the side on which it rests and the side on which it rests makes 45 degrees to VP. 45 degrees to VP. Draw its projection. Draw its projection. So this is a statement. A square lamina of 40 mm size rests on one of its sides on HP. The lamina makes 30 degrees to HP and the side on which it rests make 45 degrees to VP. Draw its projection. So the size of the square is 40 mm. All sides of the squares are 40 mm. And it is resting on HP. Very clear. It is resting on one of its sides on HP. So it is resting on HP, not on VP. This is point number 2. Next, the lamina makes 30 degrees to HP. So what is this 30 degrees? Is it theta or is it phi? Is it theta or is it phi?
Theta.
Not able to hear you.
So theta.
Are you there? Any of you? Or simply you have kept it on and doing something else? Yeah, I want some, I can see some mics unmuting, but I'm not able to hear anything. You have to increase the volume of your mic. What is 30 degrees?
Theta.
Theta.
Exactly, theta. Because it is the inclination which the lamina makes with HP. So it is theta. And the side on which it rests makes 45 degrees to BP. So this I'll show you here, and then you tell me what it is. So this is theta. The inclination which the lamina makes with HP is theta. So, but when the lamina is making this inclination, even then, it is resting on HP on this edge AB. Okay. Now, please observe this. The edge AB on which this square is resting on HP is inclined at 45 degrees to VP. So the edge on which it is resting on HP is inclined to VP by 45 degrees. So 45 degrees is pi. So theta is 30 degrees, pi is 45 degrees. There is an edge which is resting on HP, AB. So the same problem that we have solved in 3D now has to be solved in 2D. Okay, so the front and top view will get the same. So let us see how this can be done in 2 dimensions. So 45 degrees is pi. Okay, so let us solve this, and let us keep this as reference so that at any point of time we want to see this or refer to this, we should be able to do it. So I think I'll require a loose paper. This is a paper, and first thing I have to do is draw the XY line. Yeah, now here what we should do is from projection of planes onwards, please use the landscape mode. Okay, because you need lot of space, you need lot of length, because there are 3 steps: step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, so don't use it in the portrait mode. Use the landscape mode and solve the problem. Points and lines are fine, you don't require much space. But from planes, since you have 3 steps, you require a lot of length. Okay. So first thing, I'll draw the XY line. Now you need a big XY line because there are 3 steps to be done. So please draw a big XY line from the left to the right, extreme left to the extreme right, and VPHP indicating the first quadrant. Okay. Now let us go by the statement. So it is given that you have a square line of 14 sides resting on HP on its sides. So it is resting on its sides on HP. So first step is very clear. It is resting on HP. So as you have seen, when it is resting on HP, then what do you get in the top? The square itself, whose length is 40 by 40. So what you do here is, in the first step, top view, you have to draw a square 40 by 40. Okay, so that is what we are going to draw. So please draw a 40 by 40 square like this. 40. To measure the angle edges, you can use the protractor so that you get the 90-degree angle correctly.
Yeah, the screen is not visible.
So 40 mm by 40 mm. So this is a square, 40 by 40. The included angle between them is 90 degrees. Okay. Now naming them. See, in the 3D view, you had named it as ABCD. So you started with A on the top left. You can do the same thing. Small a, small b, small c, small d. So let us follow the same convention. Let us not change it. So this is small a, this is small b, small c, small d. ABCD. So this is the first step, top view. You will see the true shape of the square. Okay. Now you have to draw the front view of it. So how do I draw the front view of this? Straight away, I am going to project A and B onto VP, C and D onto VP. So I know that both these lines are going to intersect on the X value. So directly project it, just draw a line like this and draw a line like this. Show the arrows, mark these 2 points on X value because the front view of a square which is lying on HP is a line. So if I join these 2 points, I will get the front view. Nothing but a line. Nothing but a line. And it is as good as you can say it is on X value. So we can draw a thick line just to indicate that it is lying on X value. So this is the front view of the square in the first step. The length of this is, as you know, 40 mm. Because BC and AD, these two edges are parallel to VP. Because BC and CD are parallel to VP, whatever is the length of BC and CD, 40 mm, is also the length of the front view. Now you name it. So front view of B and A, so will be B dash into bracket A dash. Front view of C and D, C dash into bracket D. This completes your first step, front and top. Okay. Next step. Second step is, as given in the problem, the lamina makes 30 degrees to HP. So that is what you see here. The lamina is inclined by an angle of 30 degrees. So you can say the angle theta is 30 degrees. But when it is inclined, at the same time, this edge or side AB is still on HP. Okay. So what you do is, basically you have to incline this front view, which is a 40 mm line, and redraw it at 30 degrees. So the 40 mm line which you got in the first step front view has to be redrawn at 30 degrees the theta. So let us do that. So I will start with B dash A dash, keeping B dash A dash on XY line. So leave some gap between the first step and second step, maybe around 20, 30 mm, 20 mm at least. You have to leave some gap. And then start with this B dash A dash. Mark a point on XY line indicating B dash A dash. Then take your protractor. Measure the 30-degree angle. Measure the 30-degree angle, theta angle. So this is the 30 degrees, nothing but your theta angle. On this 30-degree line, you have to place this 40 mm, the front. So what you can do is, again, you can either take a rounder or use the scale and place the 40 mm line on this 30-degree line. So you can measure 40 mm. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So maybe somewhere to here. It will be dark. So 40 mm. So this end is nothing but C dash B dash. So what you have done is, the first step 40 mm line, the first step front view 40 mm, you have inclined at 30 degrees in the second step. So this indicates that the lamina is inclined to HP by 30 degrees. It also indicates that even though it is inclined by 30 degrees, one of its edges AB is still on HP because the front view is on XY. Okay. Because AB is on HP, it is touching HP, its front view is on XY line. Because we know the front view of B and A, B dash A dash, is on XY line as AB is on HP. So this is your second step. Second step, front view. Now we have to get the second step top view by projecting, simple projection. So what you do is, follow a two-step process. First is, you project the front view onto the horizontal plane. So parallel lines, parallel projection lines. How many? One for B dash and A dash, and one for C dash and D dash. This is a common projection line for both the points. So two projection lines from the front view onto HP.
and the top view you are going to project. So A and D, one projection. B and C, another projection. So what you get is two vertical projectors from the front view and two horizontal projectors from the top view. They will intersect. They will intersect and give you the second step top view. Okay. Now, if you observed the words that I spoke, then you should be able to find out where is the top view. Wherever the intersection of the projectors is happening, the projectors of the front view and the projector of the top view, there you have to mark your intersection point. Okay, I'll show you how. See, intersection of A dash, see this is the line of A dash and this is the line of A. So A and A dash, they are intersecting at this point. So this point is A, the top view. B dash and B are intersecting at this point. This is B. I hope you are getting this. Intersection of B dash and B. See, this is a projector of B dash. This is a projector of B. They are intersecting at this point. So this point is B. Intersection of C dash and C is happening here. So this point is C. Intersection of D dash and D is happening here. This point is D. So this is how you project the front view and the top view and find out the intersection point or locate the intersection point. Once you have located, you can join them by straight lines. Already they are joined. AB, BC, CD, DA are already joined by straight lines. So what you see here, is this a square? Is this top view of the second step? Is this a square? What are the lengths of the lines? What is the length of AB and CD? 40. Because it was 40, it is 40. Okay. What is the length of BC and AD? Please measure and find out. Is it still 40 or has it increased or has it decreased? So according to me, it has become around 35 mm. Yeah. 35. So is this a square? The second step top view? No. It has become a rectangle in the second step top view of 40 by 35 or 34. It has become a rectangle. Okay. Now please correlate with what you have done here and what you got here. See, in the second step topic here also we got it. Some 40 by something. It was not 25. Actually, I should have made it 35. I was way off target. But definitely it is not a square. It has become a rectangle. So whatever I have done here in 3D, same thing we are getting in 2D also. Okay. Last step. This edge AB. It is given that the edge, the side on which it rests makes 45 degrees to BP. Which is the side on which this square is resting on HP? AB. So AB is now inclined at 45 degrees to BP. So you have to draw the 45-degree line to BP and put this side or edge AB on it. So let us see how that can be done. So first you draw the 45-degree line. So leave some gap from the second step, some 20-30 mm gap, not too much gap. And you can mark a point here like this. And from that point, you can draw a 45-degree line, 45 degrees to XY line. So 20, 30, 45. So roughly this will be the 45-degree line. So draw a 45-degree line to XY line or to VP. This will be the 45-degree line or the phi angle. Okay. On this line, you have to locate the edge AB. So it is as good as you are trying to reorient this, rotate and reorient it and place it on this 45-degree line. So I am going to rotate in which direction? In this direction. So I am going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So I am going to rotate it and keep it here. So roughly it is going to be like this. So this is going to be A. B will be here. C will be here and D will be here. You're getting the idea? So I'm rotating in the counterclockwise direction and from 90 degrees. See, this angle here is 90 degrees to VP. I am reducing the angle from 90 degrees to 45 degrees. So I am rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So when I do that, AB is on the 45-degree line and this is A, this is B. So obviously this will be C and this will be D. This will be the rough layout or location of the rectangle in the third step. Please try to correlate with what you have done in 3D. Here. Phi, 45 degree. What is at 45 degree? The second step top view. The same rectangle is at 45 degrees in the top view. So this is what I am trying to draw. Okay. Now how you should draw this? Some of you already might have started drawing, but I'll tell you how this has to be exactly drawn. So first what you should do is, after marking this 45-degree line, what you should do is mark, you have to come down a little bit and mark A, a point A. That is your starting point. Because I want AB, the edge AB 40 mm on this 45 degree. Okay, so I'll mark the point A. I know the length of AB 40. So from here, I can use either the scale or I can use the rounder. It's up to me. So 40 mm. This is 40. I'll locate B. This is the 40 mm. Okay. Then I can use the rounder or I can draw a 35 mm line at 90 degrees. So I can use the rounder or I can use the protractor, measure 90 degrees like this.
Excuse me, sir.
90 degrees. And draw this 35 mm line at 90 degrees. This is the 35 mm. Same thing I can do here also. At A, I can draw this AD 35 mm line at 90 degrees. I can do the same. Or else I can use my rounder. Yeah, this is another technique which some people use. I'll show you that also. See, if you want to locate the end D, what you can do is you can measure this distance A to B with the help of the rounder. Measure this distance. Now with this edge, this corner C as reference and radius equal to same 40 mm as AB with C as a reference, what you can do is you can make an arc like this. And then you can measure this B to C, 35 mm. Yeah, 35 mm. And with A as center and radius equal to 35, that is this, you can cut the arc. So this way you will be able to locate the corner or the point P. So I've shown you both the ways. Either you can use the protractor, measure the angle 90 degrees and locate BC, or you can use the rounder, measure this distance, make an arc, measure this distance, cut the arc and locate the point. It is up to you which method you use. Join CD and AD, complete the third step top view. Okay. So what you have done is you have reoriented the second step top view in the third step at an angle of 45 degrees. There is no difference between the second step top view and the third step top view. The second step top view here is perpendicular to VP. The third step top view here is at 45 degrees. The size is same. Okay. Last step, front view. Third step, front view has to be located here. So that is same as you have done here to locate the second step top view. You have to project the front view, the projection lines, and the top view projection lines. I'll show you how. So first you project the front view projection line. So C dash and D dash I'm going to project first. It's up to you, you can project A dash, B dash also. I'm going to project this. So for C dash and D dash, one single projection line because both the points are together. For B dash and D dash, another projection lines on the XY line. So I need not draw a separate projection line. So two projection line, one for C dash D dash, one for B dash A dash on XY line. So two vertical projections from the second step front view and two horizontal projections from the second step front view and four vertical projections. Please observe this. Projection of A, projection of B, projection of C, projection of D. Got it? So four vertical projections and two horizontal projections will intersect and give you the third step, front view. Okay. So now let me find out the intersection points as I did in the second step topic. So please observe carefully intersection of A dash and A. So this point will be A dash. Got it? Intersection of A dash, the projector of A dash and projector of A. This point is A dash. Front view. Intersection of B dash and B. This point here on XY line is B dash. Intersection of C dash and C. This point here is C dash. Intersection of D dash and D. This point here is D dash. Join all the four points by straight lines. Join them carefully. One, two, three, and four. So what are you getting? Is it a square? Is it a rectangle? It is like a quadrilateral. And if you want to measure, you please measure and see. Is any edge 40 mm? No. None of the edges are 40. And is this the shape that we had got when we drew it in 3D? Please check it out. See the front view. Same thing. None of the edges are in its true length. Okay. So this is the solution. So this is how you have to approach the problem and solve. Okay. So step one, the plane or the square lamina is on HP. It is parallel to HP in the top view. So you will see the true shape 40 by 40. It is perpendicular to VP. So you will see it as a line of 40 mm. Second step, it is inclined to HP by an angle of 30 degrees. However, the edge AB is on HP. So B dash A dash will be on XY line and the front view will be inclined by 30 degrees. In the top view, you will get a rectangle of 40 by 35. Because the edges BC and AD are not parallel to HP, they are inclined by an angle of 30 degrees. In the third step, you will find that the edge on which it is resting on HP, AB, is inclined to BP by 45 degrees. So you have to incline the edge AB by 45 degrees in third step. Okay, and the same rectangle will be inclined by 45 degrees. You have to reorient it in the counterclockwise direction, redraw it, and then projectors. 4 vertical projectors onto the front view and 2 horizontal projectors onto the front view will give you the fourth step, the final step in the third step, front view. So you will get it like a quadrilateral. All the edges are in apparent length, none of them are in true length 40 mm. So this is the solution. So any doubts you can ask or you can put your roll number and you can leave. Next class we will solve maybe another 2 or 3 problems on planes so that whatever concept you understood today is pretty much clear.